You're on.
Okay, good morning. It's Monday, April 9th. This is the Tufton Borough Board of Selectmen meeting. Let's begin with Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Do we have any public input? All right.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Seeing none, let's move forward to review and approval of minutes. Friday, March 30th, work session.
I have no changes.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Monday, we have a non-public on March 30th. You have that?
I have it.
Okay.
I have no changes.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Monday, April 2nd. Regular selectmen's meeting.
I have no changes.
You see it? I have one change down under public input.
What page?
That's on page 3.
Okay.
Guy Pike shared his and the general public's disagreement with taking property. I would say some members of the general public or other, as I remember what he said was he and other people,
Yes.
which is a subset of the general public. So I guess I would.
What do you think should be the
Huh?
correct, how would you want it worded?
His and others' disagreement with the taking of property by eminent domain.
So delete the general public and
Yeah.
put others.
Right.
I'll move approval as edited.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. And the April 2nd, non-public.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Jack? Building department update.
Good morning. Good morning. 13 building permits, got one new house last week. I've done 96 inspections. And you probably saw I did the RFP for the front entrance, as well as the one that's in for my old truck. So that's in the paper this week, and I believe the one for the front entrance will be in next week. Obviously, I have a new truck, and it should be lettered this week. So the gentleman was just waiting for the
Who's in there?
Kyle Joseph.
Okay.
I brought in a bid for the old truck.
I showed it to 3 people last week. They wanted to look inside, so
How'd that go?
I think one of them was from a company.
That's fine.
By itself.
Yep.
So all I have.
Now, we have in the signature folder today the bid for the septic at the library.
Correct.
And you reviewed the layout and the concern of the architect, and
Yep.
and we're all set.
I believe that's where it would go. The only issue we're gonna have is just to make sure the elevation is correct for the tank. Because we need to get gravity feed from the existing plumbing and then gravity feed from the proposed new addition if that's done, just to make sure we get pitch on both outlets.
as we get into the process with the contractor, we can make sure that it's low enough that it'll give gravity into
Yeah.
it. Because of course, it's pumped out of there up to the field, right?
Correct.
So it doesn't matter how low it is because,
Right. Well, it doesn't matter how low it is, you can't make it too deep because you can't, the pipe's too steep, so.
well, right, okay.
So, who designed that? Colson?
Shane Colson.
So he should have an elevation on that on his plan.
There is an elevation on that in the plan, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm ready to go?
Oh, the plan's all approved, yeah, state approved, yeah. We
And
got a bid on them.
I think we accepted the
Installation.
bid.
We accepted the bid.
Yeah.
And so we can sign that off today
Yeah.
and get it on its way.
Okay.
Well, do we want to deal with that right now?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So this is a proposal that was the low bid from Laner Excavation for $13,982 to provide a new septic system at the Tuftonboro Free Library to Folsom's design. Is that correct? Okay. And do I have a motion?
So moved.
I thought we already voted on this.
We voted to accept the
Bid.
bid, right?
So, what are we voting? Overweighting it?
I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm
Yep.
fine with voting,
Yep,
voting often.
yep,
All right, I'll second. Although I'm not certain we need to vote again. but-
all right.
I agree with you, but as Larry, the cable guy, would say, get her done, right?
Yeah, okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So does he have some idea of how long we're gonna be without a septic system?
Oh, it shouldn't be at all because,
We're currently pumping.
well, you're pumping a tank, it's still gravity to that tank.
Right.
So when that tank gets filled, they pump it, so they'll still tie into that tank. They'll get everything down, the new tank done, and it might be able to get them on a Monday to tie the
Switch it
new
over.
to the old. Yeah, and because it's a replacement, the state gives you a little bit of leeway to
And he's
use the tank.
removing the old tank.
That's not in the contract.
Okay.
So it'll be pumped out.
We've gotta figure out that in the building process.
Correct.
Yep.
I mean, there was some extra money left there because of, you changed the warrant article a little bit.
Yes.
So we
Right.
left extra money just in case the
Left a
pipe
buffer.
that comes from the building is deteriorated or something, stuff like that. And
All right,
if you want, if you get a price, maybe you can remove the tank, but it falls into the construction of the new parking lot, so it's gonna be dug up then.
yep, yep. So if it's
It
not
can be
removed,
just filled,
if it's not removed, it should be filled, correct? Yeah.
yeah.
One or the other. Okay. Anything else from Jack?
I have a couple things. You got the note on Brownsfield and fuel tank?
Mm-hmm.
For the record, this was, I reported it last week. This is from Jeff Hayes at Lakes Region Planning. Do you have any tax delinquent properties in towns that may have fuel tanks or oil stains? Can we get a list of tax delinquent properties? We have 100% brownfield funding to assist in these types of properties. I know Sue was here commenting about at least one site that we have considering, selling, was an old dump. Is that something that
That doesn't fall into the zone.
doesn't fall under brownfields?
I don't believe so.
We are also aware that many shorefront areas buried fuel tanks before any permits were required. We can gain access, grant funding to remove these tanks free of cost. Is there anything like that? I mean, we have a lot of shore frontage.
We have no idea who has a buried tank, and who doesn't, we have no records of that, so.
Could you check with him and see what it would take to get a grant?
For,
Removing tanks and
but
checking.
we don't know who has tanks.
Okay.
My guess is that
I mean, those
in
are all
order to get a
private, those
grant,
are all private.
in order to get a grant, you probably would need to say, we have,
Fuel.
17 buried
Right.
tanks and, that need to be removed, and so,
Okay.
is, Well, there ought to be a way that we can publicize within the community that
Okay.
there's opportunity here,
There's
and
grant
if,
money available if you'd like to remove your existing
Right.
underground tank.
yeah.
Okay, that's reasonable. And any contact with Ernie about cleaning?
I haven't called him yet.
Okay. Other than that, nice job.
Yep.
Happy spring, thanks summer.
All right, and we got Piper and HEB coming, so
Yep.
come on down.
Hi, when,
Morning. Morning, Chris, how you doing?
Morning,
Sean
Wes.
Westwood, Laura Piper. Sean Westwood. Hi, Bill Marcus. Nice to meet you. Good to meet you.
your team came back yesterday, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Kind of exciting, isn't it?
It's nice to see. Yeah, they're, so far so good.
So we're here to move forward and sign the contract with, between the town and R and Piper to repair the Sodom River Bridge and bring it back up to current normal,
Full
legal
load bearing capacity, yeah.
Because right now it's at down to 15 ton.
Yeah, and what is full capacity on that?
E2.
Yeah.
It's an E2 posting. There's
30 tons, right?
it's
Depends on how many tires the vehicle has.
yeah. There's a page full of
All right.
requirements
It's a formula.
depending on the number of axles and that sort of thing. So we'll be back up to the way it was before.
Well, it's one of the busiest streets in town, and in the last microburst we had, wires were down to one house, and the utilities getting all three of them there together. Well, you can come in this direction, you can come in this direction, and I think our phones were ringing off the hook, because not just from residents, but people that use that as a shortcut to, when they're traveling, like from that to school or whatnot, so that helped move us along.
So I know we've awarded the bid. Do we have some time frame that we're working on here?
Yeah. So the town's requirement for this project was to leave it fairly loose. Was to require at most a 2-week closure of the road, but not encroach on the school period because that's about to go. So we've left that up to some flexibility and scheduling between Piper and town.
I think the school helped us out by extending their days rather than adding days at the end of the school year, so
Oh,
maybe it
yeah, a
helps
lot-
you incrementally.
A lot of the schools do that,
Yes.
doing that now, yeah, with all the snow. I'm looking at a time frame probably after the 4th of July, somewhere in July. I don't have it, I've got a lot of different projects going on, and this is a nice one that can fit right in between a couple. So as my season progresses, I'll keep you informed and try to nail it down, and certainly, 3 or 4 weeks' notice to get everything out.
Yeah, the earlier we can get the notice out to people that we're gonna be closed during a particular
Okay.
period of time. I mean, it's gonna be an inconvenience to people when it's closed, but
Yeah.
if they get more advance notice, then hopefully it's easier to avoid I'm on the road and here I am and, oh,
Sure, yeah.
and there's always gonna be some of that, but, yeah.
The
Would
crew's
you-
gonna be here is doing a project, we're starting a project in Meredith, which is a really tight time frame.
Is that the one on Route 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on the condition of that bridge, we've got another project to clean up, which will bring us through May into June, and so it's one, as soon as I know the condition of that bridge, we'll probably start to be able to identify when we
Sure.
get to here.
The 4th of July is on a Wednesday, and I would assume the bridge would be open for 4th of July traffic. right?
Absolutely, after
That's
the
your
4th.
design, okay.
Yep. And we will put up, notifications and we probably close it on a Monday, that way that gives us a weekend as well if we need it,
Mhm.
to make sure we stay on schedule.
Is there anything you need to alert the police department so that any parked equipment is monitored, no sugar in the gas tank, et cetera?
Hopefully that doesn't happen,
Yeah.
yeah, we definitely will.
That's the ex-cop in me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It should be pretty straightforward, really. We may have a little bit of work afterwards, and if there's anything left over, certainly we'll have the traffic running, we can get off to the side and do the work from underneath. But our main goal is to start on the abutments and do that first. So.
How long you been in the business?
Let's see, my company's been, I think we're in our 36th year, and I've been here for 31 years, so I've been in the business for a while.
So this isn't your first bridge?
No, it isn't.
Not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you have any questions of us?
I don't think so. When I get my superintendent more involved, we'd like to get contact information and things like that for everybody in town, and so we can make sure we, keep good contact and communication channels open. But
Now, it's my understanding if he had a question or something, Jack is sort of the spokesman for us, is that correct?
He's the contact person here at the town
The
office.
guy who knows all and sees all.
Yep.
sure.
And he's here every day.
Okay.
I mean, we can certainly be available, but we're not in session every day, so it's, he's the guy to touch with.
Okay.
Yeah, I think,
What's Jack?
Jack Parsons.
He'll give you a card.
yeah, so I think, we're gonna be on site, from time to time to take a look at how things are progressing. Again, condition of the bridge, once they start, removing concrete underneath, and start getting that forward. So if we see something or some decision needs to be made, we would make a recommendation,
Sure.
and then work with Jack,
Sure.
to get a decision made. But understanding that it is a 2-week closure, things will need to happen quickly. So
Right.
That was the
Exactly.
intent and
Yeah.
the hope.
Yep. So, and I would request that as you get into it, and you start to see some of the stuff, whatever photographic documentation you can help with helps us all.
Yeah. Every day that we're on site, we produce a field report. So you'll get that the next day.
Mhm.
It'll have description of who was on site, what they did the day before, what they were doing when we were there, photos of progress, and you get that sort of immediately thereafter.
Good.
Immediate concerns will not wait for a field report. That'll be addressed directly via film and documented in the field reports. And those field reports will be circulated to everyone.
Good.
Well,
All right, and you've reviewed the contract?
Yeah, this is our
Lots of-
contracts. We're the ones that pulled this contract together. It's an industry standard contract. And it was available to all the bidders when they put in their bids. So I have it all loose at this point for signature. And then we will take the insurance and bonds that they're providing today and take that back to our office, bind it. You'll get a formal, fully signed copy of everything bound together. And it's a pretty simple contract, so it's just signatures on the last page.
So this is the same one that we were provided earlier?
Yes. Yeah. The only changes made were the actual unit prices that they bid. I have 3 copies here. One for the town, one for us, and one for Piper. Just so you guys can see.
All right. So,
Hand it to you that way, I guess.
yeah, so we're looking for one signature from the town, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you need to make a motion to.
so moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
What was the bid amount?
67,000. 000.
Okay.
Excuse me.
our resident engineer will be John McDougal. John was resident engineer on the Blue Mountain Bridge project, and Piper was the contractor on that project. So it was a $6.5 million bridge replacement, so they know each other
Yes.
Good.
quite well.
How long that one take?
Took just under 2 years. 2 full seasons and a winter.
So did you come down from Conway?
Yeah,
What's going on with that bridge?
they're painting it.
Really, so it's been closed for one lane's been closed for 2 weeks because they're painting it?
It's gonna be close for a little while longer, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of steel under there to paint.
Is that on 16?
Yeah, right, the main
Yeah.
bridge, right?
Yeah, so you have to remember to take a left and go over the covered bridge and then get back on
Yeah.
16.
But that's only one way.
Yeah, it's
No,
only
Alternating
south.
one way, yeah.
No,
No,
it's only
oh,
south.
okay.
Only-
Oh, yeah.
Only one
Alright,
way.
So they want you to either go further on 302
Yeah,
and come
yeah,
down.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of room to work on that bridge. We were second, we did the project. And, that was an interesting project.
It's all lead paint, right? 'Cause they have
Lead paint, yeah.
They have I think their equipment is having.
So you have to make sure none goes in the river, right?
They have
That's
all-
right, they
it's
tent
all-
it, and
Mitigate.
it's a negative pressure system where they, any dust will blow that way towards the machine and suck it up, so, interesting project.
Seems like they're having problems with the machine, but that's just me. Seem to have a lot of mechanics.
What about the
working on it.
guys working there? They have to be in special respirators.
Suits with respirators and all that,
everything.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're high up over the river, so.
Gives me a sense of not accomplishing much.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. So we'll take these back, bind them up, and distribute them to everybody, and we'll continue to communicate about when the actual closure will be.
Good,
Okay.
super.
All right.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks again.
Good meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Travel safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Will do.
Thank you for,
Yeah, we'll see you later.
thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Jack, good meeting you. Good talking to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Take care.
Let me see. I think I did, yes. Tell everybody in my business, I forget cards sometimes because I'm the low bidder, and when I'm low bidder, everybody looks for me, so. Thank you very much.
Travel safe.
Or in this case, the only bidder.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
it's a small project.
yeah, it's not big.
And,
$67,000 job.
Yeah, for bridge work, and it requires, some pretty specialized equipment and knowledge, and I think it's working for them because, as you heard him say, he's got other contracts in the Lakes region that he's working this summer. So he's already mobilized stuff down here, he can do that job, and then he can stop off here on his way someplace else. And it's a big job to us, but as bridges go, it's pretty small potatoes.
Yeah, there aren't that many bridge contractors.
No,
In the whole
So-
state.
A lot of bridges that need the work though, huh?
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And the state, a biennium ago,
Clay, come on down.
didn't put any money aside. Hello, stranger. How's it going?
It's Monday morning, it's going
Yes.
well.
So far.
Monthly totals for March on the second and third pages. 7 compactors, 8 construction debris containers, and 3 plastic containers. That's about the norm. One 30-yard load of steel tin cans shipped out. I don't know the weight yet, and I don't know how much we're going to make off of it, but we will have some revenue from that. We had one pump out of Freon, 22 units, and 6 propane tanks were picked up. that saved us a good amount of money on the normal charges, so.
Are there new stickers? I'm sorry.
There, we have, the stickers, we're in the second year of the program,
Okay.
so the phrase that I used months ago, new stickers are in, it's just, the current sticker is a white sticker, we're in the second year of it. So, we won't have as much, we won't be selling as many stickers because people
No,
are.
but I keep forgetting, I need to buy a new one since my windshield was replaced,
Right.
and so I no longer
Well,
have a
they
sticker.
also, New Hampshire is changing the inspection sticker location. So if you had your sticker down there, then they take the sticker off and you have to buy a new one, so. The cash revenues, approximately, without the steel and tin cans, our guess is right around 13,400. That's about standard for a year so far.
Well, you're strapped a little bit because the heavy trucks can't
Yeah, we
can't go over the
low limits, can't
load limits.
take the straps.
So you'll get ahead on that.
Yeah. Still working Island Day and Hazardous Waste Days, the chart, Jeff is working on that over at LRPC. He's gonna draw us up
Jeff
another.
Hayes.
Jeff Hayes is gonna draw us up another matrix so we can put it on doors so that everybody's up to speed. I did put it in the Tuckenboro Times, so it's in there early, and we'll get another one in right before the pickups.
Is it the same schedule?
Yes, it's the hazardous waste pickup through LRPC. Their two dates is the last Saturday in July and the first Saturday in August. One's in Moultonboro and one's in Ossipee that Tuckenboro residents can use.
And they
You can still, oh yeah, you can still go to the Wolfboro third Saturday of the month, May through October, but you have to pay as you go, whatever their current rates are. The residents have to pay for that.
I saw Jeff Hayes last Tuesday. He talked about and complimented you and your guys.
Yeah, Kerry did a great job. He went out
It was a
to
success.
both locations, and he'll do that again this year too. Help out. We would recommend that the residents here go to Ossipee. I would recommend it because it's much less busy. The one at Moultonboro was packed, and it would just be a lot easier if you want to go to the Ossipee.
Well, Wolfboro's accepting every third Saturday.
Every third Saturday from 9 to noon, from May through October, and it's I think it's $40 for 5 gallons, something like that.
This will be on the chart.
Yeah, that's been the rate. So, and they're pretty receptive. You know, you bring a spray can of stuff, you bring this to, and you know they'll round it. So, and Island Day is the third Saturday in July. I have not gotten together with the guys that I hired to help out there, but I'm sure they'll be the same.
And on that note, I accompanied you to speak to Ken and
Yeah, we went over.
tomorrow. He wanted your advice on them having one.
Right, they looked at ours. They heard about our program, so they're gonna do one this year. And Ken called me up, the head of the Moultonboro transfer station, and asked how we did it and how we got the word out and locations. And I think they're going to do that down in what's the name of that?
Yeah, the Herrera's, is that where they're gonna?
Manila?
Or Lee Mills.
Lee
Oh,
Mills.
Lee Mills.
Lee Mills. Yeah, they're going to do it down there. I think.
So our Island Day quantity should drop if Moultonboro starts doing one.
Well, I think we're only getting. I think we're only getting it from our islands. I hope so. And that comes because we, you know, our island group and the Selectmen's visit out there. You know, they're the only ones that get the word. You know, the ones that are affected. What I was going to try to do in the initial reason I went down to see Ken was I thought both of ours were gonna be on the same date. They aren't gonna be on the same date. And my recommendation to him was gonna be maybe we could work something out where, because a lot of his islands, the islands that they have, they're gonna have to make a long, long trek to come.
Well, that's why I figured
Yeah,
that
down around.
Gorillas is the place that they ought to do it, because that's where all the island people go to.
Right.
You know, Lee's Mills, that,
So
you gotta
when
pack
we
a
have
lunch
to-
to drive up there.
Yeah, and,
By boat.
and so I was gonna recommend that, you know, if we have people on our islands that it's closer to get down there, they could go there. Say they're from Tufton Road, they just keep a record of it.
Yeah.
We'll settle up after it's over and go with that. But it didn't work out that way. But I informed him of all the issues that we worked through waste management. They worked through waste management. So I'm sure they'll probably try to do the same deal that we did.
Well, that's encouraging. I mean, the whole objective of Island Day is to get the stuff,
Keep it out of the lake.
right, that's on the islands that really is trash and refuse and whatever, and get it into the landfill rather than leaving it molder out on the islands.
Right.
Or get tossed in the lake and illegally, and then somebody else has to deal with it down the road.
Right.
So, yep, that's good.
So that worked out. It worked out pretty well, and we got to see their operation down there, and the good points and the bad points, and again, we're thankful for the way we do it. So,
Well, Ken was complimentary about you and your staff, so that was nice to hear.
the we did open the swap shop a couple weeks ago after that last storm, and we got cleaned up after the last storm. The ice melted, and the floor wasn't frozen inside. We opened up to the public again, so the swap shop is open. We're gonna monitor that real closely, and again, we're gonna come with some kind of proposal at some point in time of how we want to man that facility. And whether it's volunteers or, but it can already, we've already taken two front-end bucket loaders out of there of junk. You know, it just collects and it becomes a junk heap very quickly. So, the latest, well, let me skip to the last thing, which I don't have on yours, but it's, I got a copy of the Stantec bill with a question about some of the dates were last year's.